Remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date. How to end a 7-year relationship. Hello everyone. I am a 25-year-old male recently discovered this sub and wanted to share my own experience of being cheated on by a partner I had been with for over 7 years. And it all started with a college party. So, some background. I met the women in question, a 24 female as of writing, on a school year-end field trip in 7th grade. She spent the entire day with me, and we had a great time. She was the first girl to ever give me butterflies in my stomach. At the end of that day, she gave me a piece of paper with her phone number and a small heart on it. I was over the moon. We were inseparable after that day. We spent nearly every day of the summer together, and that trend continued throughout middle and high school. In our senior year, we were even voted as the most likely to grow old together. We were the childhood sweethearts. She was my first in every way imaginable. The first kiss, the first love, the first time. Everything. I was vulnerable with this woman like I had never been before. I completely let down my guard and poured my heart and soul out to her. After high school, I went to a different province for university, while she stayed behind to attend a local college. We had a long-distance relationship, but we made it work. We talked, Skyped, and saw each other whenever possible. Things seemed to be going well, or so I thought. When I went back to see her in November of my 3rd year, she was gone. She refused to meet me at the airport as she usually did, claiming she needed to study for an exam. I didn't think anything of it and went home, making plans to see her the next day. She was distraught when I arrived at her house. She refused to talk about it or even let me console her in any way. She had completely cut me off. It took her over 5 hours to finally confess. She admitted to sleeping with another man at a college party in early September. Because they'd played spin the bottle and she was a little tipsy. I felt as if I were drowning. It was the most betrayed and hurtful I'd ever felt in my life. But I wanted to forgive her, I wanted to take her back, I didn't want 7 years to be wasted. I thanked her for being honest and left. She was sobbing but didn't say anything. That day, I was a wuss. I had no idea what to do or think. I went to my parents' basement and played violent video games to get some of the rage out of my system. It had no effect. When I told my parents and a few friends what had happened, they all tried to console me as best they could. I realized the next day that I couldn't take her back. That I would never be able to forgive this betrayal. So I returned to her house and returned the promise ring we had exchanged before I left for university. We never spoke again after that. In retrospect, my story is much gentler than some on this sub. There was no grand retaliation or big reveal at a family gathering, no begging to be taken back or suicide threats. There will be no divorce in the aftermath. We both knew it was over and the break was clean, for which I am grateful. If you're wondering how I'm doing right now, I'm doing great. In university, I met a wonderful new woman with whom I've been living for the past 3 years. Best of all, she agreed to marry me in July, and the ceremony will take place on the lake where she scattered her father's ashes. Don't feel sorry for me, my life is pretty good.